once again, Wildcat fans, welcome back. Another LC Coaches Show. I'm Brad Welburn, and today, once again, we're joined by, this week, Coach Sam Etherington, women's soccer coach here at Louisiana College. And we got plenty to talk about, as we typically always do. So let's get right into it. Sam, last week, couple games over there in Texas against Howard Payne and UT Dallas. Talking about Howard Payne game, you texted me after the game and said that it was a kind of one of those deals where they did some things that maybe you weren't expecting and kind of got behind early with the own goal and everything, and then kind of weren't able to figure it out, I guess, throughout the game. So maybe talk a little bit about that and the formation challenges, I guess, if you will, that you guys faced.
Yeah, we practiced against a different formation to the one that they actually played. We expected them to play one, and then very last minute the night before game found out that they played something else. Probably a bit of a learning lesson on my part. Don't always rely on your scouting reports. Sometimes you've got to dig a bit deeper and watch game film earlier. So yeah, we came up against a formation that we hadn't come up against so far. It kind of overloaded it for them, so put us under a lot of pressure early. The own goal was just really unlucky. There was no pressure on our player, and it just kind of was one of those shots tried to clear and went in the back of our net. But the second goal was really similar to how they built up for the own goal.
Right.
So that was definitely something that, we could have seen coming. I think at half-time, we figured out what the best way was to kind of hold them off. But once again, we struggled to get forward in the final third. And it's just one of those things that we've just got to keep grinding. And I tell the girls, you guys must be a glutton for punishment, because every single time it's, we're getting the ball and we're looking to get it into our forwards, and we're trying to play it to somewhere that's really difficult for them. So I'm like, you don't play a ball to your teammates that you wouldn't want to receive yourself. So we're doing a lot of things in practice where it's kind of recreating, running and chasing down balls and getting in the final third, and just that grind and work rate that you've got to have to actually get goals on the other end.
Right. And then moving to the Dallas game, it was certainly interesting to see the final stats there. I mean, you guys were, it seemed like, constantly on defense. So they had almost 50 shots in the game. I mean, what does that do for you as a team, as a defensive side, to face that kind of constant pressure throughout the entire game?
I told them before the game, this is going to be the most challenging game we've faced yet. UTD's a good side. They're good every year, and from looking at results from other teams, they beat Belhaven 10-0.
Yeah.
Belhaven beat us 1-0. So you can imagine what the girls are thinking going into the game, knowing that scoreline. So we set ourselves up a little differently. This is the first time we've probably changed our formation to deal with a team. And yeah, they had nearly 50 shots, but I had to put it in perspective for the girls and be like, from all those shots, they scored 5 goals. They live off corner kicks, and from 15 corners, I think they scored 1. So we had to take the positives out of it. I was quite honest with the girls and said, I'm 95% sure that every single player on that team is better than every single player on ours. It's just, that's the way it goes. But you guys' grit and work rate, made up for that. When talent doesn't, quite match up, then you've got to go for, the other type of stuff. And I think that's what kept the game, I don't want to say so close, but based on the stats, a lot closer than what you would expect.
Right, obviously they continue to work and everything like that, but what were some other maybe things that you saw from either game that you can kind of build on? Because like you said, it's such a young team, so trying to figure out where they fit in the play of things and the style and everything. So anything that you drew from either of those games?
They're going to hate that I say this, but I think we're starting to find players who can step into the roles of the seniors. And I think that's a big part for us this season, getting the younger players ready to take on those roles. And we've had, players that have been surprises this year, like McKenna. She's come in from goalkeeper, went onto the field, and she's been a bit of a brute in the middle of the field. And, she's got a few things she needs to work on, but she can be the type of player that can fill the gap that's going to be left by a Jamie, so to speak. So I think a lot of this year is getting them not just ready to play games now, but if they can play well as a group of freshmen, as a group of new players together, like I just am excited for when they're a sophomore, when they're a junior, what they can actually do with some experience behind them.
Right. Moving into this week, it doesn't get any easier for you. Mary Hardin Baylor, one of the better teams in the conference in the country. Sometimes some years, and then Concordia on Saturday. So, going into this Mary Hardin Baylor game on Thursday, where do we stand on that?
I think it's going to be about trying to put in a similar performance like UTD, but build confidence for Saturday. Because I think out of the two, Concordia is definitely the one where it can be a bit more competitive between the two teams. Concordia score goals, but they also leak goals. So we're looking to try and capitalise on their weaknesses. Mary Hardin Baylor, always a good team.
Yeah.
It's one of those challenges I tell the girls, like, you've got to face this type of team to realise what the conference is about and to make you better going in when we're playing teams that maybe aren't as good, So getting a good performance on Friday that can build some confidence so that going into Saturday we can actually get out there and be like, yeah, this is going to be our first conference win.
Right. All right, well, sounds great. Like you said, you can follow the stats and everything for both of those matches on links will be on our website. They're on all the social media channels as well, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, not YouTube, but Twitter, that's what I meant. Twitter, Instagram, all that sort of stuff. So check them out, Louisiana College Women's Soccer. They play at 5 o'clock on Thursday and then 11 a.m. on Saturday. Is that a bit of a challenge to play that? I mean, because you're not really used to playing that early in the day. So is that going to be something challenging for you guys?
Yeah, it's in terms of the prep and figuring out what time we eat breakfast and make sure we eat a good meal the night before and all that type of stuff. Right. Yeah, I mean, the benefit is hopefully we don't get the heat.
That's true.
We leave the heat with the boys.
Yeah, and then the football. Yeah. But check them out 11 o'clock Saturday morning. It'll be a fun time. So, Sam, thanks again for joining us. I'm Brad Welburn. We'll see you in a bit.